Hello. I wanted to take a minute to go over some functionality added to the Vicinity 4.40 release, which is our September 30th, 2022 release. Specifically, it is around a utility that's been added or added functionality to an existing utility called mass component maintenance. Now, as I've said in some other videos for this release, we actually added this section utilities. This is new, and we've moved two of the maintenance screens that existed before, mass component maintenance as well as unit of measure change. We put that into this section, and then we added two other screens down below: component stock use unit of measure change and the component formula ID change. Those bottom two are new. Go take a look at those. We have videos on those. I'm going to focus our attention on this one on mass component maintenance. This screen has existed for many years. It gives you the ability to substitute one item for another item across formulas or across component bills of materials. That has been in existence for a long time. What we're adding in this release is the ability to substitute components at the formula reportable component and the component reportable component sections. So one's on the formula and one's on the component. It's really designed for clients that are using the compliance calculations where we're drilling through a formula and reportable components to pick up the section 3 in the old MSDS or the reportable components section in GHS SDS. So this is a relatively small subset of clients that use this, but if you're a chemical company particularly, but also if you're a food company and you're drawing nutritionals off of this, it might be relevant. So give me a moment and I'm just going to remind folks where we're talking about where the reportable component section comes from. Specifically, I've got an item out here in my demo database that is chemical that we purchase. It's got a blend. It's got a number of reportable components in it that would be used for compliance reporting. So this actually isn't this product doesn't actually have a CAS number itself in my demo environment, but instead what happens is it's actually a blend made up of these reportable components. This functionality I'm talking about has been around here forever. And so when a compliance document sees DCRM09 on a formula, it drives through DCRM09 and grabs these two items, giving the percentage by weight of this item. So if there were 10 pounds in the formula, it's going to take 3 pounds for this and 1 pound for this. So that's kind of the idea behind this. That functionality has been in existence for a long time. Now let's say for a minute that a supplier is changing the chemistry or the formulation for this same item, and you're going to use it the same way, but it's got a different reportable component. And if they do that, you might want to substitute that out for any item that uses that reportable component. In my demo environment, all my reportable components that I don't actually stock inventory start with a DX. That's just my numbering method that I've got in my demo environment. So I'm wanting to replace a component ID, say of DX03, with something else across all items, or for that matter across all formulas. That's what this utility is about. We also have got in formula entry the same concept. So you may have a chemical reaction that means that the formula that you use to make the product is not the same as it relates to what you report on, because we've added these ingredients, chemical reaction happens, and now something might have reacted out, and so it's no longer reportable. So in that scenario, we have the same concept where when we do a GHS, we come here to get the reportable components rather than looking at all the ingredients and substitute, if you will, these reportable components. So we have it both in component entry as well as formula entry. And the screen we're referring to, which is this mass component maintenance, has got formula reportable components and component reportable components, one from the component screen and one from the formula screen. They function identically, and they actually function the same way formula and component bill of material functions. If I take a reportable component, say DCRM01, and I want to replace it with, say, DX03 as an example, I can say this is my original, this is my new component, and I can go and say refresh, and it goes and finds all formulas where I've got DX01 in it, and it will replace DX03 for that. And again, like we had in forever on formulas, component bill of material, mass component maintenance, you can either keep the quantity the same, or you can have a different strength of that, so it handled the different percentages relative to the other, and then you could create a new version because we're on formula here, and then if it makes a change, it could maintain or rescale the formula weight. So just know that this capability has now been extended, this replacement of a component has now been extended from just formulas for ingredients, purchased ingredients on a formula, also to include formula reportable components. And we do the exact same thing on component reportable components. So in this case, I think I had a X03. Let me switch that to a 1 here. I could do a replace. Now I'm looking at components, and here was that component DC09 that we looked at just a second ago, and it's going to replace, we're going to put in DCX01 for DCX03 anywhere it sees it. It only sees it in one item. So anyway, that's what we've added. Feel free to use it. Let us know what you find. And also, if you come up with some other great ideas that you can't live without, please reach out to us and we can see what we can do to get it on the roadmap. Thanks a lot and have a great day.